Hi, I'm Sara Stone from the STEAM education team. I'm going to give you a short taster session of one of our Victorian discovery sessions.
This is a photo taken inside STEAM Museum now.
Can you guess what it used to be?
It used to be the factory for the GWR. It was called the Works, and parts for trains were made in different areas called shops. The factory was set up by two engineers, Isambard Kingdom Brunel and Daniel Gooch. It opened in 1843.
Do you know who was Queen in 1843?
That's right, Queen Victoria.
There's a story about why Brunel and Gooch built the factory at Swindon. In the story, Brunel and Gooch were surveying some land just near Swindon. They were having their lunch when Brunel threw a sandwich over his shoulder. It landed on the ground, and that's where they built the factory.
The more likely reason is that it was nearly halfway between London and Bristol, and there was a canal nearby to bring in the materials needed for building trains. Brunel and Gooch needed to persuade people to come and work in their factory. They offered them good wages and a house in their new railway village. This was built right next to the factory and had a church, pubs and a park. There was a school for the children, and later a hospital, doctors and dentists. There was even a pool and spa facility at the Milton Road Baths.
Would you like to work in this new factory and live in the railway village? Right, pack up your bags and off we go to Swindon.
Lots of people worked in the factory. Boys as young as 15 could start as apprentices using heavy tools. You would have worked in one of the shops. Conditions would have been hard, noisy and hot.
Now we're going to look at some real Victorian objects or artefacts from our education collection.
Would they have been used at home in the railway village? Or in the factory, do you think?
Can you use your detective skills to guess what the following artefacts were used for and where they were used?
These are the objects used at home. Did you get them right? This is a washboard for scrubbing your laundry. This is a can opener. It has a bull's head on it. This is a hard one. It's a glove stretcher. These are the factory objects. This wooden pattern was put into damp sand. The hole that was made was filled with hot liquid metal. When it cooled, it went solid. This is a giant spanner. These are metal stamps that we used to put reference numbers on the locomotives.
If you're going to work in the factory, you need to know how a steam locomotive works.
When your parents heat water in a kettle at home, what comes out of the spout? That's right, steam. With a steam locomotive, a coal fire heats water in the boiler to make steam. Do you think you could act out how a steam locomotive works? First, you need to shovel the coal into the firebox. Then you can be the fire heating up. Next, the heat travels through the pipes. The pressure builds up and the steam travels down pipes to the cylinders and pistons. The steam pushes the pistons that are attached to the connecting rods. Finally, the connecting rods turn the wheels. Now, can you put all those actions together?
So today you've learnt about how Brunel and Gooch encouraged people to come and work in their factory to build steam locomotives for the GWR. You've looked at some Victorian artefacts that would have been used at home and others that were used in the factory. And you've learnt a little bit about how a steam locomotive works.
I hope you've enjoyed this quick discovery session, and we look forward to seeing you at Steam Museum in the future.